Howdy, folks, and welcome back to Canadian Freedom Right. It's been a couple weeks since I've put out a video. Took a little trip down south, drove through the great country of the United States of America. Made my way down to Florida for a short visit with some family, and I gotta say, I love our neighbors to the south. The country's great. People are always friendly. Lots to do. Lots of brand. Everything about America is great. It's almost as great as our country. The one thing that was great down there during the trip was we worked it out to about 90 cents a liter of gas. Jeez, must be nice. Anyway, today's video, quick video, I gotta show... again, we're bringing up carbon tax because it's set to go up April 1st, 23%. And if you listen to our commander-in-chief, our wonderful woke authoritarian commie leader, JT, we all love it and we're supportive. You know, it hasn't done, as much. People love it. You know, we're saving the planet. Well, first off, you're not hitting any of your targets. It's definitely helped with driving up inflation and, causing prices to skyrocket on food, gasoline, anything almost is pretty much heat, hydro, you name it. Carbon tax has made life for Canadians a living hell in this inflationary time. It's another inflationary tax on top. And it doesn't matter, Liberals. If you rebrand it to whatever the heck you're calling it these days, it's a tax. The tax is supposed to get us to all eat bugs and drive electric cars or ride bicycles, or if you listen to Gilbo, electric cars are not the answer. We need to stop making roads and force people to, use snowshoes and ride bicycles and skateboards and stuff. That's his wonderful plan to going back to the Stone Age. But with this carbon tax increase set April 1st of this year to go up 23%, I haven't heard much uproar, at least not in public. I know many of us online who are independent journalism and commentators or vloggers or whatever, we're making noise about it, but none of the legacy media seems to care about it because, they support Emperor JT's plan to save the planet somehow from Canada by making us all pay more for everything. Let's have a little listen to a back and forth between the Emperor JT and the soon-to-be Prime Minister Pierre and his idea on how to deal with the carbon tax.
Since Conservatives want to axe the tax, this Prime Minister wants to hike the tax. First of all, he wants to quadruple it between now and 2030. And on April 1st, he plans to hike it by 23%. With the support of the NDP. The tax hike will be bigger than any increases in the rebate, and therefore people will be bigger, the average families in all the provinces will be bigger net losers under this tax than they were before. With Canadians unable to eat, heat, and house themselves, will the Prime Minister cancel his plan to hike the tax on April 1st?
8 out of 10 Canadians households get more money than they pay in carbon pricing in the provinces in which they apply. In Alberta, $1,800 a year to a family of 4, $1,200 a year in Manitoba.
Look at his cronies in the background nodding their head. That's right. It's your own parliamentary budget officer who's saying you're lying. The average person is not getting more than they pay in. We're paying in more than we get back. You're lying. And all you folks in the back there who, for some reason, will not give up on this ridiculous leader just nod your head and drink the Kool-Aid.
In Ontario, $1,120 to a family of 4 in Ontario. That's money in their pockets that he wants to take.
I'm glad he mentioned his phony rebates because...
Take away. No, you take away the tax before you give back part of it. And you're giving that all back. You know, he thinks we're stupid.
$1,800 in Alberta is the rebate. That's what he said. You heard him. Here's the gross cost. $2,943. So he's going to take away $2,943, but give back $1,800, and then ask you to be thankful for it, Mr. Speaker. Isn't that just proof that the carbon tax is just like him, not worth the cost?
8 out of 10 families are better off with the Canada carbon rebate than they pay in the price of pollution.
See, we're better off.
The Budget Officer report is in my hands. Page 3 of a distributional analysis of the federal fuel charge under the 2030 emissions reduction plan. Google it. Look it up. It's on the Parliamentary Budget Officer's website. You don't have to believe me, and you certainly don't want to believe him. Go look for yourself. The average Ontario family will pay $1,674 in carbon taxes next year. That's $630 more than they get back in rebates. So why doesn't the Prime Minister Google it, look up the report, check the facts, and axe the tax?
On the face of it, 8 out of 10 families get...
On the face of it. Oh my God, he just said that. On the face of it, it should look to you like you're getting a good deal, everybody. Believe my PS. Wow, he said that.
More back through the price on pollution. He doesn't think you can build a strong economy and fight climate change at the same time.
Then he uses his big boy voice again. We have a plan. You don't think you can save the planet and give people money? Whatever. My God, he's a phony. Give it to him, Pierre.
Speaker, he's doing neither at the same time. Mr. Speaker, the parliamentary budget, first of all, I should catch that word he said, on the face of it. The carbon tax is terrific. Well, the Parliamentary Budget Officer actually did the calculation of the full fiscal and economic cost for the average family. And he found that every family in the middle class is worse off under the carbon tax. For example, in Ontario, the net cost for the average family above and beyond rebates is $627 this year. How are they going to pay for that?
We are fighting climate change, we are innovating and creating jobs of tomorrow, and we're putting more money in the pockets of Canadians, checks that leader of the opposition would take away.
Mr. Speaker,
Again, you're taking away the rebate check, yes. But you're not taxing that amount when you axe the tax. You know, he really believes we're that stupid. I'm going to charge you more, but give you back a portion and then say, he's going to take away that portion. And you're supposed to think, oh, wow, he's a bad guy taking away that portion. No. He's taking away the whole tax to give you all of it back. It's ridiculous that he can stand there and say that. It's unbelievable.
Here's a very simple way to measure it up. Right here from the Parliamentary Budget Officer's report. The total gross cost of the carbon tax in Ontario is $1,674 for this coming year. $1,674. $1,674. How much is the rebate?
We have a plan to fight climate change and put money in people's pockets. He has no plan.
Whoa, he doesn't need to get angry about it. Just asking some numbers here.
Just some numbers.
Right? So he was very anxious to talk about these wonderful rebates up until a moment ago. And now he doesn't want to say a thing about it. He even gave him a fancy new name. I'm going to say it again. In Ontario, the gross cost of the carbon tax is $1,674 for the average family. $1,674. How much is the rebate?
So there you have it, folks. Another win for Pierre. I don't know how he JT can defend this still. You know, he goes on, this leader will take that away, money in your pocket. No. You're taking a large portion off all our goods, gas, heat, everything, food, throughout the year, taking this and then giving a portion back and saying, we're giving you money. And Pierre's going to take that away. No. He's going to take all that portion away. The whole tax away. Then you get to keep all of that money. I mean, it's just craziness that he can stand there and say that. I don't know. What do you guys think of this complete government nonsense around this carbon tax? And they're trying. I mean, they're trying to rebrand it with some different name. I'm not even paying attention. It's a carbon tax. It's a tax. Doesn't matter what you call it. It's a tax. And you know, this was supposed to give people more money. Originally, this was what he said, and we would hit all these targets and reduce emissions. You're not doing any of that. People are getting less money and paying more into it. It's wealth redistribution. That's all it is. The carbon tax has to go. We have to look at more innovative ways to fight, emissions. Because sure, who doesn't want cleaner air? Is there a climate apocalypse coming, like these, far left green environmentalists say? I mean, how many predictions have come up over the last 40 years? We would already be underwater, giant crazy storms everywhere. And they try to blame the fires, which turned out, a majority of them were set by humans this past year. So you have to look at the big emitters around the world first. You got to deal with India and China, because they're not having any part of this. They contribute to half the world emissions. So why try and reduce our 1% if they're not doing anything with the 50%? I mean, we can definitely look at the big polluters in the country, whatever industry it is, and say, listen, you reduce that by 50% by the next 10 years, we'll give you huge tax credits. We'll give them initiative to do it, not just tax. It doesn't... You're just pissing people off and screwing everybody over with the tax. That's all it is. That's my take on it. And I don't know. You tell me what you think about this carbon tax. Should we just axe it and look at other ways to look at better air? Hey, how about... Didn't he promise to plant 1 billion trees? How many have they planted? 0. Because what do trees do? Suck in carbon dioxide. Release fresh oxygen. Hey, there's the plan. Even though, 85% of Canada is already trees? Anyway, thanks for joining me. Canadian Freedom Back. Right. Glad to be back. Glad to have you watch till the end. Check out some of my other videos and let me know what you think. Carbon tax. And how bad Pierre's roasting the JT and the Liberals on this issue. See you next time.